Hello, everyone. My name's Mike Finch. I'm the host of this event, and I was the artistic director and co-CEO of Circus for over 15 years. And I'm currently on the board of the fundraising organisation for Circus Centre Addis Ababa. So my name's Mike, and I'd like to welcome you all to the major fundraising appeal for the Circus Centre Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the land I'm on here in Melbourne, the land of the Kulin Nation, and also acknowledge the land that the new centre will be built on in Addis and the rich living culture of Ethiopia. As they say in Ethiopia, Enastaling, welcome. So what we're about to launch is a true international effort. It's going to be the first permanent circus facility in Ethiopia. It's called Circus Centre Addis Ababa. Before I go any further, I'd just like to acknowledge my fellow board members of the Gamo Circus Association, which is the Australian fundraising arm of this project. Annie Davey, David Carlin, Regina and Antonella are all here in the event, and you'll actually be hearing from Annie later. I'd like to acknowledge our special guest here, who's also from the amazingly vibrant Victorian Ethiopian community, and I'd like to welcome everyone who's come. So we're here today to launch a GoFundMe campaign for a social enterprise to create an incredible centre for circus arts and youth culture and empowerment, a sustainable organisation and facility for Ethiopia's youth. Antonella will be posting the GoFundMe link in the chat thread, so you can check the link. And what we're hoping is that our global circus friends from all over the planet will jump on board supporting this by forming this notion of circus tribes. This is an idea of SOSI's that various groups of us, sub-communities of the global circus network and the youth arts network can band together to raise money in their own communities to support this incredible project. She needs almost no introduction, but just to fill people in, she's grew up in Addis Ababa selling cigarettes on the street. She, as a kid, to raise money for her circus career, she came to Australia, studied at the Australian National Institute for Circus Arts, joined Circus Oz, travelled the world as an amazing contortionist and acrobat and performer, went back to Ethiopia and formed Gamo Circus, the Ethio Circus Entertainment, and is also the president of the Addis Ababa Gymnastics Federation, vice president of the Addis Ababa Circus Association. She's on the board of the Addis Ababa Diaspora Association, and she's a holder of the Order of Australia medal here in Australia. So we do have a specially recorded hyped introduction for her. She looks fabulous.
Renowned the world over as the Abyssinian contortionist, this celebrated circus star, groomed in the very heart of her beloved Ethiopia, has soared from mere dreamer to game-changing trailblazer. In Centering presents Sosina Wogayu.
We are very excited about this project. The project in Toto is the most beautiful part of Addis Ababa. It's very historical part of Addis Ababa as well. It's up the hill. Cars are not allowed. It's a walking district, and it's a natural park in Addis Ababa. So you can go and Google search Toto Park, and this is where we want to build this circus center in the middle of the bush. And I wouldn't choose anywhere else in Ethiopia, to be honest, because we're hoping to work with government school kids, and we're going to bring kids, 300 kids a week from the government schools that to come there for free and introduce them to the circus. So it will be like a school stopover for them. So it's a day trip to the circus, a day trip to the park. And we would love them to experience circus, but also we would love them to explore performance and creative arts through their education. So I'm very excited. I have all these people behind this project to support, and also to have this incredible love from everybody to come along and say, how are we going to help this? So the best way is create your tribes. Individuals are welcome to donate. We are not here, to basically beg for poverty. We are here to empower young people. We're definitely here to empower young people who are very talented and very well known all over the world. But we want them to inspire. They've been inspiring all other young people all over the world, but we want them to inspire their own people. We want them to be seen by their family. You know, my parents never saw me perform under lights, and they're not alive now. You know, I want to give that to the Ethiopian kids so they can perform for their parents in the communities and educate their communities. So it's really close to my heart. I've been working on it really hard with the team, and how we operate this and how we can make it work. And I'm glad that it's Ethiopian initiative, but also it's an Australian initiative because it's also an Australian company. But we want the whole tribe, we want the world, you know, to come with us and support this cause. And I'm sure all your schools, the circus schools, will come to Addis and camp with us, you know, when we have a space. We can do all sorts of things. We can arrange camping sites for international circus performers to come and explore our culture, because Ethiopia is very rich in its culture. So we want to connect, you know, the world with Ethiopia through culture, through art, through education in circus. So I'm very, very happy that you're part of this and continue to support. It's an urgent appeal because we want to make this happen. As Finchi said, that the dream is really big, because I really want to explore the recycling materials we use so far with the circus, to explore it in industry. You know, we have a beautiful cloth and costumes that it's all handmade, and it would be fantastic to explore it to the circus, you know, even more. So we have the traditional costumes in it. So there's a lot of exploration to be made, but also we have the tribes of Gamo and Walaita people. They've been doing acrobatics for thousands of years. So we have the culture of acrobatics in our blood, in our culture. But we need to write more of those stories, you know, to educate people. And I'm very happy that, you know, this is happening, and I know for a fact that it will succeed. You're going to give us a home that we can call home in Ethiopia. You know, that's what we want. Thank you.
Susie. Thank you. I should play some applause. Hang on. So I'm going to keep pushing forward, and we've now got a very special guest who is coming to us live from Belgium. This is Shoujana Mata, the Executive Director of the Fédération Mondiale de Cirque. She's a former director of the European Circus Association, and she's the leader of the UNESCO project, which aims to ensure that circus arts are included in the representative list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity, which is a crucial part of acknowledging this incredible art form, because it's not written down. So Shoujana is a real force in Europe for acknowledging circus as an art form. Please welcome to the screen, Shoujana.
Thank you very much for the invitation. So representing the World Circus Federation, it's a very special occasion for me to address the people of Ethiopia and beyond. It has been underlined repeatedly by politicians, policymakers, international and multinational organizations that circus art is part of culture, and it enriches the cultural heritage of each country. We all believe in that, and we act in accordance. As each branch of art is changing fast, that's true for the circus as well. To be able to keep up with the requirements of the day, it's essential for any country and community to have a well-organized structure of circus schools, circus centers, and performing facilities. Ethiopia already has demonstrated that its young generation has an immense potential and talent in circus arts. And Ms. Susina Vagayev, having high education herself in arts and broad personal experience, she recognized in good time that to explore and rightly cultivate that richness actions are required. And the well-run professional circus school is the only body which can assure a success and meaningful future. The World Circus Federation is engaged toward preservation and promotion of circus arts. Ms. Susina is already representing Ethiopia in the Global Alliance of Circus School, and we hope very much that the new circus school will be a great addition to the exclusive worldwide network, and we will be able to applaud Ethiopian artists wherever they go. On behalf of the Federation, I fully support Susina's initiative. I encourage everybody to donate to this project within each one's possibilities. Just remember, even the smallest amount and contribution matter. I wish Susina and the team all the best, and I hope to celebrate soon together the inauguration of the Circus Center of Addis Ababa.
Thank you so much, Shoshana. Thank you very much. You have to actually go to a meeting now in Belgium. It's an early morning meeting. But thanks so much for your time. What a pleasure to have you here with that endorsement. Now, without any further ado, I'm going to move on to introduce another member of the advisory group and one of Sossi's close friends, and another person who's actually spent time in both Australia and Ethiopia, as well as doing a lot of work in Europe. I'd like to introduce Jasmine Straga. She's the founding director of the Australian Circus Festival. Jasmine sits on the board of directors for the Fédération Mondiale du Cirque. And Jasmine, she also produces international shows and tours performers all around the world, and works with clients including Cirque du Soleil, Cirque Roncalli, Circus Krone, and Moulin Rouge. Sossi regularly collaborates with circus schools in nurturing new talent, and Jasmine has worked with Ethiopian talent that has been nurtured by Sossi, and has a really unique perspective on it. And I'm going to ask Jasmine to introduce our next speaker, who will be coming to us on a video link from Montreal. If I can now introduce Jasmine Straga.
Hi, thanks a lot, Mike, for the introduction. I've known Susina now since around 2007. And I think one thing that's always stuck out to me and everybody else is her passion for circus and the energy that she has to go for her dreams. And I think if anybody's going to be doing this, it's fantastic that Susina's doing it. And I'm sure she's going to do a fantastic job. They'll also be teaching a lot of theory. And theory is a very big component of circus, understanding the professionalism, the performance behind what you're creating. And also she'll be doing physical theatre and all kinds of other things there that I think will be very beneficial for Ethiopia to get to that next level. I think what strikes me probably the most about Susina is her ability to bring people together as well. And I think that's something that will be very lovely for Ethiopia, is getting all of those artists behind her and getting them excited about taking circus to the next level and coming together and creating some fantastic international acts. And what I'm going to do now is pass you over to Pavel Kotov, who is the Senior Casting Director of Cirque du Soleil.
Hi everybody. I am very, very happy and thankful for the opportunity to record this little video for you. But when you're listening to me now, it's the middle of the night in Montreal, so that's the only opportunity that I can participate is with a video. But I'm really very, very pleased to have this chance. The circus world, we know this already, but it is very, very small. And it's actually even much smaller than other segments of the performing arts or live entertainment industry. And in this world, as nowhere else, things move ahead thanks to dedicated and extraordinary people, individuals, change agents, and people like Susina who take their lifetime experience, their ups and downs, their vision and their aspirations, and they turn it into reality. And we know that sometimes if a person loses passion with what he does or she does, then things stop moving ahead. So my message to all of you and to myself is give support and give love to these extraordinary people, because with your support they can drive their passion and they can move ahead their projects. It is really, really important. And of course, I have a lot of aspirations for this new project in Ethiopia that will become one of the biggest circus hubs, probably the biggest circus hub in the African continent, and that will really wipe out the boundaries between our countries in terms of circus art. They will make performances for the African artists more accessible. It will help to bring up the level and eventually expose something very unique and special that we find on the African continent to the rest of the world. And it is very, very important. It's very important. So once again, thank you very much for this opportunity, and I wish a lot of luck, patience, and success to Sosina, her project, and together with the rest of the community, we can achieve it. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Pavel. Thanks, Jasmine, as well. And there'll be an opportunity to talk to most of these speakers, apart from the ones who've pre-recorded, at the end if you have questions. So we're going through quite quickly, but you'll be able to ask questions at the end. Okay, our next speaker, I just only met her in the last 36 hours, is Brukti. And apart from Sosina, is probably one of the most determined and resilient people I've ever met. She's on a mission to improve education for millions of children in Ethiopia. She runs a social enterprise in Ethiopia that she co-founded that's called Whiz Kids Workshop. And it's essentially like sort of the Sesame Street of Ethiopia in terms of its cultural impact. It creates educational media programs, including 3 internationally awarded television shows, and it's inspired a generation of young children in Ethiopia. Their most famous and loved program is literally sort of as popular Sesame Street is here in the West. Brukti's company's published over 100 books in 7 languages, plus radio programs, DVDs, teacher training, all to improve literacy, health education, gender equality, very important, and early childhood education. She knows the challenges of being a woman running a business in Ethiopia, and many of Sosina's experiences are paralleled by Brukti. So another amazing woman running a social enterprise. Please welcome Brukti Tigabu.
Thank you, everyone. This is an incredible opportunity. I feel so, honored to be part of this community and address my message. I am beyond excited for this initiative, because not only it is one of the kind, but also it's built with so much joy and with so much dedication and years of experience. And what we need currently in our country is models like this. It's driven by sustainable change, it's driven by passion, and also it's helping generation. So I am so excited for this. And about a year ago when I met Sosina, we were hosting the Social Enterprise World Forum. And this forum brings people across the world to solve the hardest problems in a more sustainable way. And she's part of that community globally as well. And I was so happy to see, arts also being used as a way for change. And that's what she's exactly doing. We are a young population, not only in Ethiopia, but in Africa as well. And this generation needs guidance in a more effective way. And art does that. So, we, not only me, but also Social Enterprise Ethiopia, the association is behind her, because we believe in this kind of creative as well as impactful project. that will last for generations. So we're so excited to also see, you know, the number of people and alliance she has. And thank you for believing and contributing to our country. And the least we can do is to support her and to make sure this works. So we are behind her. We're gonna also support not only financially, technically, but everything we can to make sure this works, because our children deserve not only this, but also many circus and educational centers, because we're a very diverse and big country. So in every states or in every region, we want to have something like this. So we want to make sure this model exists and works. So Sinna, congratulations for getting here. This is an incredible and ambitious goal, and we will love to support you. And for our worldwide community, thank you so much for believing in us and to support us. And we'll join hands to make this happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Brukti. That's amazing. Thank you so much for coming in live all the way from Ethiopia. And I'm sure we'll be working together a lot in the future. There's so many parallels between the work that Brukti's doing and Sosi's. And many of the same challenges actually in terms of connecting with young people and working within a very male-dominated culture. So yeah, we're really excited. What we're going to do next is screen a really beautiful bit of 3D rendering actually, and it's the architect's vision for the first part of this project. The project is actually going to roll out in a number of different phases, but the very first one is going to happen very soon, and it's essentially a Spiegel tent-sized venue and complex that'll be within a very, very beautiful natural park called Entoto Park, which is near Addis Ababa, and it's basically one of the most beautiful parts of Addis. The tourists go and visit, and it's this hills and rolling nature and a whole lot of different interesting facilities there. And Sosi has permission directly from the Prime Minister to build the first part of the centre in Entoto Park. So we're going to screen now an artist rendering of what this may look like. So picture a kind of an Ethiopian Spiegel tent full of circus and live performance and young performers. believe me, there's more. There's more. That is the beginning of the project, and then there is an entire vision for a major downtown centre that is, a large rehearsal spaces, and that's further down the project. But what you just saw is stage one. So what I'm going to do now is introduce our next speaker, who is a bit of a legend here in Australia. She's the artistic director of the Flying Fruit Fly Circus, which is basically Australia's national youth circus. Annie has had a really significant history with Australian contemporary circus. She's worked with heaps of different small companies, as well as holding several leadership positions and performer positions at Circus Oz. She was awarded a Legends of the Fringe Award. She's won 9 Green Room Awards, including Best Director twice and a Helpman Award. And she also has a Medal of the Order of Australia for service to circus and physical theatre. Please welcome Annie Davey.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm in front of some posters of the Flying Fruit Fly Circus. We've been around for about 40 years, which is an enormous achievement in Australia. Look, I think that everybody in this forum understands the benefits to young people of circus, but I'll just go over them. The great thing about circus for young people is that instead of throwing kids into a physically active environment, which is full of competition, like sports and running, which is particularly big in Ethiopia, circus has a place for everybody. We need in circus large bases. We need willowy, flexible people to stand on top of pyramids. We need introverts who can stand in a corner and juggle 7 balls for hours and hours at a time. We need extroverts who can show them off. So when we talk about circus, we're not talking about a particular raft of young people that it is benefiting. It has a place for everybody. I think we all know that. The difficulties facing Ethiopian circus is a lack of space, a lack of performance space, and a lack of dedicated training space, and a lack of adequate space. Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, needs a space that is properly equipped so that young people can train circus safely, and then they can perform it to their community. Too often they train in substandard places where they don't always have access. They might arrive for training and discover that a wedding has booked the town hall for that day, and so they can't train. And then while their skills have developed, I think we all recognize that some of the Ethiopian circus performers that we've seen out in the international arena are extremely talented. But unfortunately, there's nowhere for them to perform in Addis Ababa or in Ethiopia. So a lot of their families and their associates haven't ever seen them perform other than on the telly or via digital media. So I think it's really important that somehow we get a really adequate circus space in here, and that is Sossi's vision, a really fine circus performance space and training space for young people in the middle of Addis Ababa, in order that the circus culture in Addis Ababa, which is so strong already, can grow and develop. 30, 40 years ago in Australia, Reg Bolton arrived and he espoused what he called circus in a suitcase. As Shoshana spoke of, circus moves, develops very quickly. We need to keep up. We no longer have a suitcase which is big enough to accommodate the needs of developing circus artists who can arrive on the world's stage equipped to perform there and to excel there. The suitcase has to open, and we have to pull out of that suitcase a performance space, a training space, which is part of Sossi's vision. And Toto starts it, and then beyond that, there's a much larger vision which involves costume workshops, rigging laboratories, laboratories for innovation, and etc. I really urge you to support this project. There's a GoFundMe campaign which has just started and which we're launching tonight. We're really excited about it, and we really hope we can bring it in quite quickly. with some urgency and with the support of our whole international circus tribes, our community, which has no geographical boundaries. Thank you so much for attending this launch. It's lovely to be here.
Thanks, Annie. Brilliant. Fantastic. Again, hold your questions for the end if you have any. Our next speaker is another pre-recorded video. It's a friend of mine, Jessica Hentoff, who has been teaching and performing circus arts for social change for over 40 years. She runs the very amazing Circus Harmony in St. Louis, USA, which is a not-for-profit youth circus, and it's based in the center of this incredibly eccentric interactive museum in St. Louis. And there's literally a glass circus in the center of the museum. She was named the St. Louis Arts Innovator of the Year and Outstanding Arts Educator of the Year in the same year. Jessica is the only person to be a founding member of both the legendary Big Apple Circus in New York City and Circus Flora in St. Louis. She's a youth circus advisor to both the Circus Fans Association of America and the World Circus Federation. It's the middle of the night there, so she sent a video.
Hello, my name is Jessica Hentoff. I am the Artistic Executive Director of Circus Harmony, a social circus school located in St. Louis, Missouri in the United States. Social circus means that we use the teaching and performing of circus arts to motivate social change. We bring together children from throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area and teach them both life skills and circus skills. Some of our students have gone on to perform for circuses around the world, including Cirque du Soleil and Ringling Brothers. A number of these young people have come from some of the worst neighborhoods in St. Louis. In the words of one of these students, Melvin Diggs, what he said was, "The circus didn't change my life, it saved my life." And I'm making this video in support of the Ethiopian Circus Center, because I think to have a circus center like this in Ethiopia would be both life-changing and life-saving. I've seen firsthand how circus helps children physically, emotionally, mentally, and socially. They not only learn to defy gravity, but to soar with confidence and leap over social barriers. That's what I've seen at Circus Harmony, and I am absolutely convinced that the same would happen at the Ethiopian Circus Center. These young people need a space and an opportunity to show how they can defy gravity and other limitations. This project has my full support, and I hope everyone will help it succeed. Thank you.
Thank you. She's such an amazing woman, and that circus is incredible. And on that note, talking about the USA, I'll go from one end of the circus spectrum in North America to the other end. I'm about to show a video by an incredible man called Jonathan Lee Iverson, who is an American ringmaster who's best known for his association with Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey, where he was the first African-American ringmaster of any major US circus. He interviewed Saucy. There's a fabulous interview online of Saucy being interviewed by Jonathan for Circus Talk. He's a massive supporter of this project, and this is a very short video, but you'll love it because it's full razzle dazzle. He's recorded this video especially for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, this is your last ringmaster, Jonathan Lee Iverson, and I want to invite you to throw your full support behind the Circus Center. This is going to be huge. This is going to be grand. This is going to be absolutely amazing. This is about the future of circus. This is about broadening the conversation and broadening the depth of talent that is promised to come out of this great center. That is about drawing more talent to the great country of Ethiopia. It is known for its grand majesty of great ancient history, and now it will be known as one of the great epicenters for this beautiful, beautiful art we know as the circus. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, think of it, support it, lift it up, be a part of this great, grand new chapter in the history of circus by giving your all to the Circus Center. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, keep the circus alive inside you.
I love that. I love that. Full round of applause. Full Barnum and Bailey. Thank you, Jonathan. Okay, we're nearly at the end of this, the official part of this launch. What we really want you to do is to start your own circus tribe. It might be Joel Salem getting together with some of the Spaghetti Kids up in Mullumbimby in Australia. It might be a bunch of, circus hippies somewhere in California. It could be any tribe that you're part of. And we just want you, your friends, your circus or your circus school to get together to help make this Circus Center a reality. You can donate any amount. Don't be put off by the fact that it's a big project. Even $1, 1 bir would make a difference, no matter how small. So it also makes it really fun to do it as a tribe. So get together. If you're interested in forming a tribe, email us at sossicircus@gmail.com. That's SOSI circus@gmail.com. And that's in the chat thread. Antonella is going to post that if you want to start a tribe. Okay, we're nearly at the end. We're about to launch the campaign officially. If we had a ship, we'd smash a champagne bottle on it or we'd cut a ribbon. But we're a circus. So we're going to launch it with a very tiny contortion move from one of Sosina's fabulous students who's now working professionally around the world. Wintana is part of a world-class trio of acrobatic Ethiopian contortionists who've been touring the USA for years now. She's a young member of the advisory committee for the Circus Center, ADIS, and she's agreed to do the ceremonial part of the launch for us. And so the moment you've all been waiting for, the launch itself, we're crossing live to Ethiopia for Wintana to do the ceremonial popping of the green balloon of launchdom to signify that the campaign is now launched. Wintana, take it away. Let's launch this campaign. Brilliant, thank you. Okay, I now declare this fundraising campaign well and truly launched. Thanks, everyone. Before we throw to any questions, the last words that we'll leave you with in the formal part are from the actual kids of Ethiopia, SOSI students, and they've created this video. It's very short, but it's super sweet. And let's roll the tape on the end of the launch.
Help us to build Circus Center in Ethiopia.